Hello, everybody. Thank you for patiently waiting. Today we're going to be doing Shadow Frankie. This is a 2015 original Frankie Stein I'm going to be using as the base before people come at me. So let's go right ahead and get started. So starting things off like we usually do around here, we got to remove all of Frankie's accessories and all of her clothes. And we are going to take off her factory face using some 100% acetone. I have also moved my desk around. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but hope you guys don't mind the change. We've got a little different scenery in the background. So yeah, let's just get her naked. I am so sorry for how weird that sounded. I do keep my dolls modest even when customizing. As some of you may know, this Frankie dress has been with me for like 3 years. Okay, we're going to take her face off, 100% acetone. The usual. Some tissues, wipe her down. Use some Q-tips to get in all the little nooks and crannies. Who says nooks and crannies? That is such an awful term. Alright, so now that she is faceless, we are going to wash her with some soap and warm water because I'm worried that the acetone will seep into the vinyl or something, and then spray her with a layer of Mr. Super Clear. So Frankie's bracelet, I'm just gonna paint that black real quick. It's like a 5-second process. Ba-bam, we're already done with one accessory. I sculpted these earrings out of some epoxy sculpt, the lightning bolt shape. I also did like a few passes at some new bracelets. And for her old earrings, we're going to cut off the skelet. This was I felt bad doing this, but like not too bad because it's a 2015 version. These earrings were like really flimsy anyway. Then I just hot glued the lightning bolts onto her original earring backings, and that's like pretty simple, you know? Jumping right into Frankie's face up, I'm going for, the classic Monster High screening look. I'm obviously referencing, I think this is a Boo Original Creep Reduction Frankie, not the original, because mine is like super wonky. There's no way I would use that as a reference by my side. And a little bit of some of the screenshots from the animation, trying to give her those angry eyebrows. I love fierce and angry Frankie, even though in 13 Wishes she was so scary. But I wish we got more dolls with like darker makeup looks for Frankie. Is there any I can think of off the top of my head? Not really. I don't know. Anyway, I gave her this red lip liner and then filled it in with black. I can't tell if that's accurate to the animation or if the pictures are just blurry, but I love it. What I love the most about Shadow Frankie is definitely all the changes to her face, like the one red eye and one yellow eye, like that's pretty iconic. And the triple shaved eyebrow, I was staring at the pictures. I'm like, did they really do that? Like she has 3 shaved slits in her eyebrow. um, it's so simple, but anyway, I also gave her this like shadow detail on her hands and her feet, like a little gradient to gray with some chalk pastel. And I made her stitch more cartoony than what's on her original doll. And that's like about it for my watercolor pencils. I think after this point I move on to acrylic paint. I know we're not finished with the face up yet, but me from the future speaking, I think this is one of the best factory face ups I have done in a long time. I think comparable to my what's her name? Lily Bo Peep from Ever After High. I love the face up I did for that doll, and I love the face up I did for this doll. So, I'm glad I am making progress. I would love if you guys could let me know if you prefer seeing the time lapses or the real time footage, or a mix of both. Like, I don't want to overload the video with a bunch of super slow real-time footage, but I also don't even know if people like seeing that. So, yeah, let me know. Thank you. I used a very light pink for the highlight in Frankie's red eye, and for the highlight in her yellow eye, it was really hard to find a color bright enough to even be a highlight, but the best I could do is this really pale yellow. Also, sorry, I'm gonna be a disappointment again today. I didn't film me painting the whites of the eyes again. I just can't do it. Yeah, I'm sorry, but anyway, let's move on to customizing her dress. So we're really gonna beat this dress up. First I'm gonna take off her tie entirely. I hated that. Like, I didn't mean to do that, but I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like really feeling some type of way. Um, yeah, her tie is now off. I'm gonna save that. Maybe I can use it for something in the future, like making a pattern. I don't know. And now I'm going to paint this whole dress. Okay, so here's the thing. I really wanted to dye the dress black, but for one, I know for a fact that the satin fabric would not take the dye how I wanted it to because I wanted the whole dress to be black. And for two, I didn't want to dye the skirt of the dress at all because that has to stay plaid. And I know I'm just messy and clumsy and I would have gotten dye everywhere I didn't want it to be. Oh, also for three, I forgot the collar has to stay white. So it's just like a whole ordeal. Anyway, I have to take some white acrylic paint and add on all these tiny details. I'm painting the stitching white, painting the lightning bolt patterns on the front of the dress, and the stripes. Frankie's shadow dress is like crazy detailed, and then it's got the white polka dots all over the place, and then they fade into a dark blue. Like, what is going on here? So here is how the top is looking so far, but you know we can't stop here. We also have to shred the skirt of Frankie's dress. I felt horrible doing this. I'm like, yo, I feel like I am destroying a piece of history. Here, I'm just being a little too extra because I didn't like the color of the plaid in Frankie's dress compared to the top. So I'm painting the blue a really dark blue. This literally took me 3 hours. Like, I'm not lying about that. I was watching this horrible musical in the background, and then I was like, oh my god, I've been here for 3 hours. So, yes, that is how long it took me to hand paint all of the little boxes and stuff. Thankfully, that was the final stretch to finishing this custom. It was pretty simple, but yeah, after that, I just assembled her back together, and with that, she's done. Yo, so I am in love with how my Shadow Frankie custom turned out. Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of changes that needed to be done, but that dress was where like all the work went into. Definitely would not recommend hand painting all of the plaid on the skirt, but do whatever you feel like doing, you know, whatever makes you happy. And I kind of love how this specific Frankie has a lot of like black streaks like in the front of her rooting, so it kind of makes her look extra, you know, darker, like Shadow Frankie vibes. Here she is next to my Shadow Draculaura, who I regret putting the gloss on her eyes because now they look weird next to each other in pictures, but yeah, whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know I'm like in a weird type of mood today, so this voiceover is like not usually how I do it, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and comment, let me know who do you want to see made next from the Shadow Ghouls. I'll give you a hint. It's probably going to be Claudine.